How we doing? Yeah, you guys have in studio need to be nice and loud. Oh, do you want me to mute that? As much as I like my own voice. Perfect. Good morning. How we doing? I'm relying on the in our studio guys to be nice and loud for me, okay? And then obviously the guys that are on my Zoom and my Facebook to be nice and vocal for me as well. So just want to say good morning everyone and thanks for Rich for organising the seminar and Warwick and the team at FIT for allowing me to use this space. Pretty flash, isn't it? Bit of a step up from last time. No whiteboard anymore. Hey Rich, I need this in every seminar now. Yeah, that's perfect. So I hope everyone's had a good week so far, and obviously we had the one-day sale of Anytime Fitness. Everyone's Anytime Fitness trainers. If you're on the call and you're not, Anytime Fitness had a one-day sale last week, so I'm pretty sure your gyms will be full of brand new faces, yeah? Is anyone super busy and overwhelmed with the number of people? No? Yeah, Jess is. Oh, good morning, ladies. Sorry. That's all right, don't be sorry. Oh, I didn't wait. No, I'm joking. So honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, I asked this question last time. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being completely overwhelmed and 1 being super comfortable, how does everyone feel with the influx of people in the last few weeks? You can tell me, I need you to tell me. So 10, being overwhelmed, 1, you're pretty cruisy. Marcus, 7? Just started? Oh yeah, true, Sandy. What are you at? 7? 5? How are you feeling after the one-day sale with like the influx of people? Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed? 10 being overwhelmed? Yeah. 3? Good. Ladies? Sweet. Yeah, good. Gentlemen? Sweet. 3? Yeah, cool. So that's a good sign. So what that tells me is that you're comfortable, you can take on more people, and obviously the stuff we're going to talk about today is definitely going to be right up your alley, and it's going to be make sure that everyone like sits in front of you, consults on the gym floor, you're going to be able to onboard them nice and easy. And I already reached out to a few of you. The cool thing is the questions that you've asked. Some of the topics I've already covered, some of the topics you've already been in, but the questions you asked are sort of offshoots to those questions. So basically what I want to do is give you a brief overview of the topics that we're talking about today. I'm just going to use my finger. And you might have seen this. Do not judge my writing, please. I'm a PT. We use computers, not write stuff. But as I said, some of these topics we've already spoken about before, but I want to break them down a little bit more and lead off the questions that you guys have asked me prior to the seminar. So basically I want to touch base with PT identity, and that's probably the number one factor that a lot of trainers struggle with. They don't know who they are, they don't know who their client target market is, they don't even know what they specialize in, and that's the hardest part in our industry. And they don't know what they want to be known for in the community. I got the 2 boys from Bulimba. They got the best chance right now to take away how they want to be known in the community, because there's 2 of them, right? So two's better than the power of 1. Second thing I want to talk about is onboarding your clients. How we actually onboard them. Do we sit down and have an initial consultation? Do we hit like a coffee consultation? Do we do their PT session first? It's just all about order and structure, and that's the biggest thing. If you haven't got structure, then you're not going to be successful. Speaking about structure, we move into pricing. So pricing is the biggest thing. It's probably the hardest topic as trainers to talk about. I'm 100% confident in talking about how much I am, because I believe in the service that I offer. So I want you guys to be that confident as well. The last 2 for me right now are probably the most important within our clubs. It's a brand new year. A lot of people are fresh. A lot of people haven't been into gyms before, let alone Anytime Fitness, which can be quite intimidating. Largest brand in the world, so it's very intimidating to come into our gyms. So you've got to make sure that our gym interaction, the community that we develop, is welcoming and friendly, and that they want to be part of programs such as the 8-week challenge. All right. So who's pretty keen for the 8-week challenge? Yeah, you should all put your hands up. All right. Doesn't matter what policies and procedures you have in place or programs, an 8-week challenge is a great way to complement that. So you have to be comfortable in that. I'm going to take that away because my writing is amazing. So what I want to do is, I've met a few of you, but for the guys that are online that don't know who I am, and the new guys in the room, I want to just quickly introduce myself. So my name's Chris Nelson. So I've been a personal trainer since 2007. Been within Anytime Fitness since 2012. So pretty much my whole journey's been in the purple. They say you got to bleed purple to be purple. So I definitely say that I bleed purple. I've helped hundreds of people with their health and fitness journey in person, but since then I've been involved in a program called Anytime Health Hub, and we've helped over 150,000 people alone with that health hub. And then more recently, I've actually been promoted to be head trainer on that platform. So it's It's a pretty big honour to be part of that, and you guys are part of it as well, and these are all stepping stones in that success, so I want to thank you for that. I've worked with companies such as Tough Mudder Australia, the Courier Mail Bridge to Brisbane, 2 years in a row, 2019 and 20, and obviously with 2018 and 19 with COVID, there was no 20, but they brought me back on again for this year, so you should all be part of the Bridge to Brisbane this year. 2021, you should do it, 10K. Work with companies such as Are You OK? Eon Broadcasting as their health fitness professional. So, and to top it off, who remembers what my greatest achievement to date is so far? You want to say it for me? Yeah, top 3 fitness trainer in Anytime Fitness Australia. So that was a really big honour for me. And my main goal was to give you guys the tools to be able to do, like that was very specific to what I wanted to do in the last couple of years. I want to give you guys the tools to do exactly the same in your chosen fields. So let me start by saying this. The main aim of today is to elevate you guys to believe that you guys can all be 6-figure trainers. I ask this question all the time. Hey, how you doing? I ask this question all the time. Raise your hand if you think you're a great trainer. Everyone should put their hands up. Everyone should think they're a great trainer, all right? Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up if you think you can be a 6-figure trainer. 100%. Now keep your hands up. Take a look around in the room right now, because this is a hard stat, and I've been taught this stat from a young age, or from a young PT age, that only 50% of this room will still be in the industry in 6 months' time. So only 50% of you guys will be a 6-figure trainer in the coming years to come. And why do you believe that is? It's because I haven't got procedures and policies in place to be able to do that, to stay in the industry. And it's really, really good to see some familiar faces. I've been doing these seminars with Rich probably for around about 6 months now. It's good to see that the guys that are still in the room are still here, so I love that. So as I said, that's what I want to do today, give you an insight as what it takes to be in the top percent of trainers within the largest fitness business in the world. It's so tough, all right? So what I want to do before I go on, I want you all to write down one thing that you want to take away from today. I'll bring the topics back up on the board. It can be something in relation to this. It can be something in relation to the questions that I asked a couple of you guys before the seminar today, but I need you to write that down, all right? So write it all down for me. If you don't write it down, put it in your phones, because everyone's got phones. All my guys online. Oh, Tuva's on. Hey, Tuva. Hey, man. Tuva messaged me at like 11:30 last night, saying he couldn't make it, chasing the link. I'm glad he's on. On Hunts as well. Perfect. So write it down. Your one topic that you want to zone in on today. Just to refresh your memory. It's PT identity. So what do you specialize in? How do you want to be known for in the community? Onboarding clients, is that something that you struggle with? Is conversations leading into hard conversations? Is that you want that gateway? You want to learn about that? Your pricing structure, or just structure in general? Your gym interaction, how to develop a community within the community, and an 8-week challenge. So just pick one. Don't be afraid to pick a couple, but I would definitely say zone in on just one for me. How loud did you hear me sip that water on that microphone? That was amazing. So while you write down, has everyone got one? Yeah, good, zone in. So that's part of the PT identity. So as I was saying, a lot of trainers struggle with PT identity because they don't know what they specialize in. The fact that you could write down one goal is a cool stepping stone into specializing in one area, as silly as that sounds. So as I said, topic number 1 is PT identity team. So who can right now confidently put their hand up and tell me what they specialize in? Just one? Yeah, a couple, good. So that should be that should be a definite given for every personal trainer. You should be able to tell them what you specialize in. Same with gyms. I know we've got a couple of managers as well in the room. You need to be able to tell them what your gym or what your trainers specialize in quick smart, all right? Before I go on, let me read something directly from the dictionary, and it's just what specialize means. I did this a couple of seminars ago, and I feel like it really resonated within myself when I read it as well. Should resonate with you as well. So the word specialize, it's a verb. And everyone knows what a verb is, right? It's a doing or an action word. So it means to concentrate and become an expert in a particular subject or skill. All right? Confine oneself to providing a particular product or a service. Making a habit of engaging in a particular activity. So that's what we do as personal trainers. We should specialize in one specific area and learn to engage in a client to provide them with the tools to also specialize in that area. That's what we want to do. And all often as trainers, we try and specialize in too many areas. We get lost. It's so hard. We work in one of the toughest industries in the world. I reckon that there'll be probably stats that say we don't, but we work with people who want emotion that don't necessarily need a product, they just want a service. It's so hard. And emotions, all the fellas in the room can understand that girls and their emotions is tough, right? Imagine dealing with like 75% of your clientele being female. Right? It's tough, so you've got to make sure that you're direct and you know what you specialize in. So let me just quickly read a PT's profile. I did this, you guys might have heard it. It still makes me laugh. Well, I shouldn't say that. It still makes me happy that there's still trainers out there that don't know what their PT identity is, so it's perfectly normal. So let me quickly just read this to you. So this trainer, I found him, I read what they specialize in. So they said, I specialize in the following: weight loss, muscle tone, fitness and well-being, OCR training, bodybuilding, powerlifting, strength and conditioning, sport-specific training, older adults and rehab, and nutrition. That's a lot of things to specialize in, isn't it? It's so tough to keep up. So I reached out to this trainer for prices. I wanted to see what they did, what their procedures were, if they had any onboarding, what their structure was like, if they had a community page that I could join into. His reply just blew my mind. It was crazy. It was simple as this: no screening. Hey Chris, thanks for reaching out to me. I'm $35 per session. Straight away. No screening. How good was that? Yeah? Does anyone do that? Please tell me no. Yeah? So see how that's really, really important. You've got to find what your identity is. All right? And wording for me is critical, right? So I'm an overall body transformation specialist. All right? It doesn't pigeonhole me. We all know between us we can specialize in those areas. We can help people in those areas. But it keeps it open for conversation, all right? And it doesn't, I'm trying to find the right word. I didn't write down a word. I left it open because I thought I'd be a bit creative. But it doesn't put me in the mold as everyone else. It doesn't make me that sheep, like there's a lot of trainers out there. So can somebody tell me right now what they specialize in? Confidently, after just hearing all that. Marcus, you put your hand up. You can tell me first.
So, lifestyle transformational coach.
Yeah? Do you specialize in all other areas as well, or can you help in other areas? So Marcus said he's a lifestyle specialization coach.
Yeah, lifestyle and transformational coach specializing in successful adaptation to mental and physical well-being.
Yeah, perfect. But you can help me in all the other things, right? Yeah, perfect. So if you ask me what I actually specialize in, I specialize in helping people create a sustainable lifestyle that they can go for months and months and years ahead. All right. I love programs like 8-week challenges. I love creating communities, but my biggest goal is to make sure that I can give something to somebody that they can do for the rest of their life. And hopefully they come to me for the rest of their life. All right. So I know everyone, there is people like the trainer that I exampled above, but what I really want you to do right now for me is just take 2 minutes, and I just want you to write down what you specialize in or what you would like to specialize in moving forward from today. Now I am going to ask you because I want to know what you guys specialize in, but I also want to see, because there's a couple of you guys that are in the same gym, I'm going to ask you a question to see how well you portray what you specialize in. Because that leads me to my next point about being how you want to be perceived in the community as well. So take a couple of minutes, write them down. If you've got any questions throughout with wording, I'm really good with wording. I love making something sound really, really good. So write it down. And if you've been doing this for a little bit, for a while, you might have one area that you specialize in, but you might have some subcategories that you like to dabble in as well. Especially if you've got a team. One might specialize in one area, one might specialize in another area. Together you are, boom. Now we're going to speed round this. If you're on the live too, you can write it down. And when I bring you around, Cassie will tell me, right? You'll tell me what they said. If anyone says anything. If you're not eating the sesame seed snacks. Yeah, good. Tuva should be all over it. All right, so what I'm going to do, that's been 2 minutes. I'm very impatient on time. That was probably 30 seconds, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe. But I want you to quickly just go around the room really quickly and just tell me the one area that you specialize in. Doesn't matter if there's a few doing the same. But what I want you to do next to your goals first, or next to what you specialize in, if you've got someone that's on the same club as you, two guys here, oh, you just switched, hey? Are you still in the same club? I want you to write down, without communicating with the person next to you, if your other trainers aren't here, write down what you think someone else specializes in. So Jenna, I want you to, don't look at her, I want you to write down what Taylor specializes in. And Cody, I want you to write down what Josh specializes in. You should know that, but you know what I mean. Because that goes into my next part. Because you might think that you portray what you specialize in, but if no one knows, then how are they going to define that as well? So if your work colleague can't even tell you, you need to be a bit more vocal about that. So while you do that, I'm going to start with Marcus. So you're going to tell me what you specialize in. So what do you specialize in? Yeah, but what would you like to specialize? Strength training and conditioning. Perfect. Jess, what do you specialize in? Or what would you like to specialize in? Don't know. We'll come back. Think about it. Think about it. What do you specialize in? Yep. Strength training. Perfect. So that's that subsection that I was telling you about. They work together, right? Amity? Overall transformational well-being and women's health. Did I say that right? Straight back? Good. Listening. That's perfect. Good job. I don't know your name, sorry. Jasmine, what do you specialize in? Strength training. Perfect. Jenna? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I can never say your name, so I'm just going to say, oh no, you go. You got it? Yeah, go. I thought you were saying wait. Yeah, go, Jenna. Yeah, you do, Jenna. Jenna, you do Taylor? Okay. Yes. Go.
Female body transformation specialist, helping women remove the type mindset and fulfilling body fully.
Boom. I can't repeat that. That was good. That was good. Female transformation specialist. Perfect. Do you know what Taylor specializes in?
It's Pilates and stretch, but it's more holistic approach to women's body transformation, but more mindset. And I was just trying to think of the words.
Bring it all together. Yeah.
More of a holistic self-love, like helping people break down their barriers.
Excuse me. Is she right? Is she right? No, yeah, she's right. That's perfect, because that's what I was talking about, how you want to be known in the community. All right, so that's spot on. Would you anything that you would change?
I would say, like, I wouldn't just list it as Pilates, probably like, it's more about range of movement. So
Yep.
not Pilates, but
Yep.
strength.
So not just Pilates, range of movement, you reckon, yeah? Yeah, perfect. I'll go on to that in a second. Were you right with Janice? Did you know? Would you picture her as that?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Definitely.
Perfect.
I would say, like, strength and longevity training. So it's not just 2
It's the 12 months. Yeah, perfect. Boys, Cody, Josh? Powerlifting, prehab, rehab, yep. Sustainable body recomp, yep. Would you pick that? Did you get it right? Yep. Yeah, cool. So that's good. That's good that you know. Aaron, what do you? Yep, good. I'm glad you said her name first, because I was trying to pronounce. I was going to call you N. And I was like, I can't remember. I couldn't. Yep. General habits, yep. Yep. Is he right? Boom, spot on. And what would you have for Aaron?
Aaron specializes in bodybuilding, powerlifting, life development, and exercise and diet.
Did you go straight to his website for that, or that was? Is she right? That's perfect. That's amazing. So that is good that we can all specialize in a certain area. And as I was leading on to your next, the next part is how you want to be known in the community. Is you need to make sure that you portray what you specialize in. So I'm just going to use Taylor for example. Jenna said Pilates. Taylor wanted her to more to talk about range of movement and that more of a holistic approach. So Jenna's right, but to get rid of that grey area, Taylor needs to portray more and stop and not use the word Pilates and say, hey, I can help you with your range of movement through movements such as Pilates movements and stretch movements. So you want to really try and portray what you want the community to see you as by words out of your own mouth, by marketing from your own database, from what you've got up in the gym and that kind of stuff. So for me, as I said, I'm an overall body transformation specialist. I want to provide a realistic expectation of what I want your life to be like. All right, and that means for me is on the weekends, if I'm going to have a beverage, that's not going to be on my story too much, but I let my personal clients know that, hey, it's okay to actually go out and do that kind of stuff, and they know that that's real. But for someone coming in, you don't know what their background is. If they see you out having takeout every weekend, splurging, they're going to be like, well, this guy can't even relate to me because he doesn't know. But deep down, I'm like, yeah, I do know, but let me get you to a stage that you can go do that, and it's a bit more realistic for you. So it all comes down to knowing what you specialize in and being not afraid to zone in, niche down. If you've ever heard of that term, niche down, people use it like, oh, don't niche down in the industry. Yes, niche down. Lock it down, focus on what you want. We all know how to specialize in different areas or help in different areas, but we're all too afraid of just to specialize in one area. We're talking about a guy off camera called Leon. He's an absolute weapon. He's like, what, 105 or something like that? No. But he looks like he's 20. He's a bodybuilding coach, but if you really know Leon, he's more of a mental coach. But that sometimes can scare a lot of people off because they're like, I'm not ready for that. But he'll break down walls and barriers through training to be able to get you through that stage. He doesn't say that much, but if you know him, then that's what he talks about. So you got to find out what you niche down on. The last thing on PT identity is an elevator pitch. You've got to have an elevator pitch team. Elevator pitch is something really short and sharp. You're not really an elevator for too long, 30 seconds max. My elevator pitch, I've said it 3 times already. What do I help you try and do? Perfect. Really, really short and sharp. All right? It's already drilled in. If you haven't got an elevator pitch, take 30 seconds right now and write something down. That's the first and last thing you might say to somebody, so it needs to stick. It needs to be there. It needs to be top of their mind, all right? If they want to be able to have a sustainable lifestyle, who are they thinking about? Hopefully they're thinking about me. If they're in your gym, they're thinking about you. If they're on Facebook or Instagram, the stuff that they're searching that pops up in their search feed somehow relates back to one of my ads or one of my posts. So quick elevator pitch, write it down or think about a couple of keywords or cue words that you want to have. So your pitch needs to be really, really short, team. And it all comes down to one word. What can you promise this person that you'll help them achieve? That's the biggest thing. And I talk about PT identity a lot, but that's because it's really, really important. I drive a pretty cool car. If I want to buy another car like that, I know exactly where to go. That car's never going to model itself off something else. Does anyone follow Formula One racing in here? No? I'm quick going to go off topic. But it's a car, supercars, there you go. Well, that's like a Holden supercar, well, no longer Holden supercar, but let's just say a Holden supercar modeled their car off a Ford and won the championship because they had a Ford engine. Are they still technically a Holden? In the racing league they are, but everyone knows that they've got a Ford engine. All right, so we've got to make sure that you've got your identity, you stick to it, and your elevator pitch, it delivers a promise. Okay, what's your elevator pitch? Haven't got one yet? Don't use elevators? No, I'm joking. But it's really important. Think about it, okay? Let me ask someone else. Emily, what's your elevator pitch? Well, you got me. No. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Keep it real, keep it chill. We've got a gym on the sunny coast called Vibe Fitness. Their thing is, it's a vibe. It's pretty cool. Come to the gym, it's a vibe. All right, most laid back dude with the best mullet ever in town. All right. Okay, moving on. If you've got any questions on the PT identity, write it down, ask it at the end. All right, we've got question section at the end. I don't know what I did here. I need a new page. There we go. All right, so onboarding clients, this is my favorite. Absolutely love it. It's the easiest part. Easiest part in our job. It's literally showcasing what we do as trainers and giving them the tools to do what they want to do because they don't know how to do it yet. It's really, really easy. I have 3 steps when you onboard. I'll make a nice big title. When you onboard, it's 3 steps. I break them up into 3. All right? If you've been with me for a while, you know that I break them up into 3 sometimes. Yeah. That looks wrong, but it's right. Sometimes people combine the top 2. I'm going to tell you why you need to separate them. All right. So I put them in 3. A consult, an initial, and then a personal training session. If you're not doing these 3, you need to do them right now. All right. Start doing them. These are your fundamentals. You've got to break them up. You've got to give yourself time throughout these 3 different styles of appointments to showcase what you can do and how you can help them. All right, gone are the days, I believe, gone are the days, these are all done in 60 minutes. All right, 60 minutes. That's gone, all right, I don't reckon. Oh, can I put a red cross through that? Yeah. Look at that. Gone, all right. Change it up. I go 3 different products, okay? So, in our consult, guys, I'm going to get you to go through and tell me what you do on each one. All right, just yell them out for me. So in your consult, what do you get out of a consultation? You get to know them. I'm going to make it pretty messy. You get to know them. Can I go smaller? Yep. You get to know them. What else? Big one? Medical history? Yep. Med history. Yep. Yep. X history. Goals. Yep. Yeah. Find out their why. One more. 2 more. What's the most important part that everyone's a bit scared to ask or show? Yeah, ask questions. Do they want PT? You get to find out. Is PT their option? You get to tell them how much you are. Duration and times per week. All right, that's just some of the things that you want to do in your consultation team. All right, you want to get to know them. You want to find out if they've got any medical history. You want to find out if they've trained before, if they've used a trainer before. Did it work? Yes. If it didn't work, why? What was that trainer doing that might have scared them off for the last 2 years? All right, well, the trainers actually get me to do overhead squats on a half Bosu ball. Saw it on YouTube once. It was sick. All right, I don't do that again. All right, well, I'm not going to program that again. Who programs that? But you know what I mean? You want to find out what their goals are. You want to find out their why, how you can help them. All right? Then you're going to price pitch them. It's a consultation. When you go and try and buy a car, using a car for example, what's the first thing you want to know? How much it is. If it's a used car, what's the first thing you want to know? Yeah, what's wrong with it? Exactly. So you've got to not be afraid to have that conversation in the consultation, all right? And then you want to work out, okay, how long is it going to take you to get there? All right? Are you coming back from a knee reconstruction? You're not going to be able to run a marathon in 2 weeks. It's going to take you a little bit longer, and this is the process that we're going to do that. Moving on to an initial. What am I doing again? That's right, this one. Initial consultation, all right? The last thing I left out of the consult, you would book this initial session. I'm going to break down how I break them down anyway later. What do we do in an initial consultation? What would you normally do? And just think, if you do keep them together, what would be your next process? Once you've talked about this, you move into initial, what do you do with them? Yep, measurements and weight, so a body comp. Yep, so your assessment. I think I put too many S's there, but it's okay. I'm really excited. What next? What else? What else do you need from your clients in order to start their training? Yeah, they're habits. I'd probably tag that back to consult. Yeah, but you can still talk about habits because that habit or the bad habits might be while they're in front of you as well. So you don't want to forget about it. No, I'm talking more like we. Yeah, you talk about their plan. Yeah, talk about their plan.
Profile never.
Yeah, you profile them. Profile probably be consultation.
What they like and what they don't like, because some people will tell you about what exercises they prefer to do.
Yeah, dislikes and likes. Yeah, I'd probably take that back to consult. Did everyone sign in today? Has everyone signed the COVID plan? What's that? That's paperwork, right? You can't start unless you've got their paperwork. Their direct debit forms, their waivers, their client contracts, their medical history clearance. You need forms. This is where you collect them all. This is where you get them back. All right? Personal training agreement. All that stuff, that's all done in the initial. That's when you get it back. All right? Before we start our assessment today, Marcus, I need to grab all those forms back off you that I gave to you in the consultation when you agreed to start training with me. All right? So you need forms. That's probably, I'm going to write that big now because that's probably the most important one. All right? You need those forms. If you've given them those forms in the consultation, do we do the initial assessment if they haven't brought them back? No. No way. All right? If you haven't got forms in place and you need help with the forms, really, really easy. I have 3. That's it. 3 forms. Really, really simple. Direct debit form. Initial screening document, so past medical history, that kind of stuff that need clearance. You get clearance. And my client trainer agreement. That's it. All 3. Perfect. Done. Bang, bang, bang. If you need more because you specialize in different areas, so like, I know if you work closely with, did I say you're an EP? XFIS? No? Science. But let's say you work with an EP and they have a document and they need to bring that because they got a referral or whatever. This is where you get all the forms back. Okay? Do not start your assessment until you get the forms back. Simple as that. That's your initial. Okay? Then from the initial, we move into PT. All right? I am going to come back, as I said, but this should be easy. Let's break down this PT session really quickly. What do we do first? Perfect, good. I knew you guys would roll through this, all right? Then what's next? Sort of the main body of the workout? Yeah. What's last, or second last? Cool down, stretch. I'm glad you said cool down. I hate when people go, let's warm down. Cool down. In the cool down, what are we doing? Beg your pardon? Preparing your body, yep. And so next session, what are we doing so that we don't wake up at 5 in the morning and they don't turn up the next day? Confirming their appointments. This is the big one. This is where a lot of trainers will go, enjoy waking up at 4:30 in the morning to a no-show. They don't confirm. All right? There's nothing worse than waking up, being super keen, getting in 10 minutes early, cleaning the gym, making sure the gym looks smick because it's your gym, you know, like it's your business. Set up the deadlift platform and you're like, where are they? And they're like, oh, I forgot. How can you forget when we confirmed yesterday that we're training tomorrow because we've got a short turnaround? All right, you've got to confirm your appointments. It's really, really easy. If you're not doing these 3 things, and in that PT session, your first PT session is to basically confirm that they're with you for life, so to speak. Right? If you've pre-qualified them and you've asked them enough questions, you've spoken about all the stuff earlier on, your PT session should be purely about moving forward. They shouldn't be confirming how much you work, confirming when the direct debit's coming out, going, hey, you said that it was this, but there was a $1.10 fee on your debits, or how do I have access to every Anytime Australia-wide? Like, do I got to wait? Your session should be purely about them, not about you. All right? If it's about you, if I go back to these, you didn't onboard them in that order. Okay? Now, I asked a couple of questions earlier. Yesterday, Aaron, you asked a pretty good question. It's about how do we get to this stage? So, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the area that you're talking about, trying to get them to book that consultation, clear that. Yeah. Yeah, so Aaron asked how to have a good text, good conversation to lead them into booking that consultation. So in regards to this, booking a consultation is probably, as I said, it's the best part. It's the chase, all right? Everyone loves the chase, all right? So this is the chase that we want to get. You use positive words, all right? Always positive words. So if I'm walking past Sandy in the gym, I'm like, oh, Sandy, you're kicking butt today. Why don't I show you this? Then the next day she'll be like, oh, you showed me that thing. I'm like, yeah, cool, Sandy, let me show you this. Let me show you this, and then be like, hey, while you're at it, when's the last time you had a consultation? Because you're looking really, really good. What you're doing is really, really great. But let me show you something in a consultation that can get you to go better. So you plant that seed. Does everyone know who Gary Vee is? Anyone heard of Gary Vee? Yeah? He gets spoken about all the time. He's like loving this. He's probably getting $1 from YouTube right now. But he does jab, jab, punch. All right? Jab, jab, punch. Give, ask. Not take, ask. Have you ever thought about having a consultation with me? Don't be afraid to ask. Try and find out what their past experiences were. As I said, did they end up doing an overhead squat on a half bosu ball when the weight dropped and the trainer couldn't catch them? And find out what their past experiences are to be able to ask that. Hey, I know you did do that overhead squat. I know you did maybe hurt your back. Let me try and show you a way that you can try and get back to that without hurting your back. Do we need to go and if it's out of my scope, that's perfectly fine. I've got a cool trainer called Taylor. She works on range of movement heaps. I think you guys will be right up your alley. Here's her name and number, but let me talk to her for you, and she'll book that consult with you. All right. So not being afraid to delegate, or to not delegate, but like to pass within your team, because it might come back. And the last thing you want to ask Aaron or anyone is how you can actually help them. So don't be afraid to ask. Hey, how can I help you? Like, what do you actually need help with? Because if you don't know, and then you're just talking about, I don't know, the Cowboys and how close they're going to go win the premiership this year, and they absolutely hate rugby league, right? They're not going to come train with you. They're not going to want to book that consultation with you, because they're going to spend the next 25 minutes in a consultation talking about football, and they've got no idea. All they want to find out is where I get my hair product from. You know what I mean? It's got to be in context. Duration. Did I answer your question a little bit? Sort of. Convert it. Yeah, sweet. So that's cool. So to break these down, can I go third page? No, I'll go one more. So to break it down, right? So you get consults. You get consults from where? You get them from the front office. And these are leads, right? So let's talk about leads quickly. You get leads from the front office. You get leads from current clients, right? You get leads from friends and family. What's the easiest one? Where do you get leads from, which is the easiest? Beg your pardon? Front office? Close. Gym floor? Yeah. These would be my top two. 1 and 2. All right. Top 2 ways to get leads. All right. Number 3. Don't ever count on the front office, because the front office it's hard. They're doing the same. Remember how I said don't have all 3 in one? They got to sell a 12-month membership in 25 minutes, right? And the last thing they need to do is sell PT at the same point. Right? They've got to worry about getting their client in front of you for long term. So you need to worry about generating leads from your clients and gym floor first, friends and family second, front office last. You might have a brand new trainer that's just started as well. They're not going to feed you a new client when there's a brand new trainer that's just started who has 0 clients. So don't rely on the front office. And when it comes to wording with these two, it should be nice and easy, because you're talking to the new leads. They're already pre-qualified for you. If they've come from clients and they come from gym floor, your clients have already talked you up. They've already spoken about you. They're like, yeah, Chris is cool. He does this, 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 and this. Right? The guys on gym floor have probably watched you train clients all the time. So all you need to do is go, hey, find out where the lead came from, first and foremost. If it came from these two, okay, who referred you? Oh, Ben? Oh, awesome. Has Benny told you about this, 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 and this? No? Oh, well, cool. Well, let me sit down with you and tell you about this. So remember, ask them the question. If it comes from the gym floor, they've probably seen you doing something really, really exciting or really, really intriguing with one of your current clients, and they want to do that as well. Can I ask you a quick question, Marcus? Why'd you come up to me? Because I saw you do a 400 kilo sled push with that other guy, and I want to do that too. All right, well, cool. Let's have a quick sit down and find out how realistic that is, what kind of time frame you're going to be able to do that in. But first and foremost, when are you free? And then they'll tell you when they're free. So develop some scripts maybe. Have some pre-animated text messages. Have a referral plan or have a thank you plan. Or if they refer from clients, that's my number one, clients. They refer from clients, maybe make their appointment when their buddy's already coming in, so then there's 2 people coming in at once. So then they feel more comfortable. Questions on consults? No? Good. Initial? I like one of these. I want one of these. Initials. In that consult, guys, remember we're going to drag these 3 back and do them all in your consult. Okay? Handing out forms, finding out what their habits are, profiling them, and finding out what their dislikes and likes are. Okay? My initial assessment is the same for every single person. Okay? Why do you believe it's the same for every single person? Oh, I'm going to have 37 pages. Because of my PT identity. Because people are going to come to me, typically 9 times out of 10 they're going to be the same person. Alright? They're going to come in, they're going to have the same goals, roughly the same goals, because they're going to be referred from clients who are already doing what you're already doing. They want to know what they want to do, and they want to be part of a community. So the reason why I keep it the same, I'm jumping around a bit right now. I'm loving this. This is sick. Alright? The reason why it can be done the same too is because it creates that sense of community. Alright? At the start of each year, I create a fitness challenge, a test, put it in my app, and I load it in every single person's profile. Alright? It's six disciplines: endurance, strength, balance, fun, weird, and I get them all do it in their first session. If they're current clients, first session of the year. If they're new clients, I do it in their PT session. Boom, boom, boom. Alright? And then they can go back in my private group and go, hey, what did you get for the balance stalk stand? Or what did you get for the sled push? Or what did you get? How fast did you run the 1.5 in? And that just creates that sense of community, and they're already talking. Alright? And then if you want to do more testing, depending on your specialties, then you can do that later down the track. But you want to create that web, you want to keep them in. Hope that answered everyone's question with onboarding. Is anyone going to have any troubles onboarding clients now? Alright, I would definitely recommend getting those 3 things in place for the 8-week challenge. You've got to have them in place. 8 weeks will be over like that. So you want to try and get as many people signed up pre, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do for the 8-week challenge. But you've got to shut your books early so that you can't take any people on so you don't get blindsided by people starting on the day of the challenge. So you can have all those 3 things in place. You could have already consulted them. Their initial's already done. First day 8-week challenge is a PT session. Not a consult, not an initial, not a PT. Week 1's gone. Alright, you want to get them in early. Alright. Price structure. Quickly. This is probably the hardest one, the reason why I want to talk about it. Who feels confident right now telling me how much they are, or telling one of their potential prospects, this is how much I am, this is what you've got to do, this is why we're going to do it? Who feels confident saying that? Yeah? It's the hardest part, honestly. And does anyone have their own sales or prospect procedures that they follow currently? Yeah. Well, you should. So, yes or no first and foremost, managers have the strictest procedures and policies they got to follow. Like, so strict. They don't follow it, they get grilled in their team meetings. Simple as that. So as trainers, you've got to have those procedures as well. I have them. All right, call someone, they start, yes, this is what I do. Call someone they don't start, this is what I do next. So it all comes down to price. Price structure, how comfortable you feel, how easy it is to follow. That's the biggest thing. It's got to be really, really easy. Quickly, I'm going to ask one person. 2 scenarios. First scenario, if I call you and you price pitch with me, or you tell me or ask you questions about money straight away, and I say yes, what happens next? Think about it quickly. If I call you and ask you, and then I say, no, I don't want to train with you, what happens next? Think about it. If you've got processes, it should be, you'd be like, this is what you do, this is what you do. I'm going to go, who's writing? Oh, no one's writing. Emily's writing. Jasmine, if I call you, you price pitch me, we talk, and I'm like, look, you know what? Not yet, I don't want to train with you. What's the next step? What happens next?
Then I say, that's cool, you've got my name and number. If you change your mind, you know what, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out.
Yep, cool. Structure. So if you get the no, you go down, you tell them, you give them all your details, and then they reach out to you. Details, I'm trying to think, left in their hands. Okay, if they say no and you give them their details, do you wait for them to call you, or do you schedule a follow-up call currently?
Well, I haven't been doing it long enough.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Probably ask them if it's okay to give them a follow-up call.
Yeah, perfect. And how long would you wait? Well, personally, if you were a customer, how long would you like someone to wait? Because it's a pretty big decision, right? So if I was to call you, how long would be the perfect time for me to call you and be like, hey, Jazz, how you going? It's Chris again.
Yeah, I would say 2 to 4 weeks.
Yep, cool. Jess is Sunday, 5 p.m. You've been listening. That's the emotional call. Perfect. I like that. All right. And then when you call them again in 2 to 4 weeks, if they say no again, what do you do then? Yeah, cool. We call that a blowout. And I'll tell you what you do next. That's 9 times out of 10, or sorry, let's just say 5 out of 10, that's how it's going to go. If we're being optimistic, all right? I'm going to give someone the easy road, all right? Aaron, I call you. I'm like, yeah, man, let's go. What do we do? Yep. You book. Yep. Then what do? Oh, actually, wait. What happens if in the consult, I change my mind? Yeah, during the consult, I'm like, oh, look, man, actually, $25, it's $25 over my budget. I can't afford it. And we just slot you back down, then schedule a follow-up. Yeah? Typically? Yeah, so if you say no, straight back into here. Okay? Then after you consult, book a initial. Perfect. And then they're a PT client for life. Perfect. That's a really, really rough flow chart. Yeah, perfect. Not afraid to ask the question, hey.
And when I've had clients say potentially say no, I try and find out why they said no.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure. If they say...
Dig a bit deeper as to why they said no.
Exactly.
Come to you in the first place.
Yep, so find out the reason why they said no. If it's because of their kids, which is a common answer, or they've got to ask their partner, money, in a couple of weeks' time, when you follow up, you bring that back up. Hey, how's Bobby's swimming been going? I know you said it was a bit hectic, but have you settled into the routine now? You know, parents love routine. They don't get none, but they love routine. Right? Have you settled into that routine? Yes? Perfect. Well, maybe you might be in a place to revisit possibly training. Or yeah, Bobby swims at 10 o'clock on a Monday. Well, that's perfect. Why don't you come in after that or before that, now that you're in that routine? So try and give yourself some structure, some procedures. Because if you've got these in place, by the time you get, have I got a clear space? Yes. By the time you get to your price structure, it doesn't feel like you're asking for too much because you already know what you're asking for. A little thing that I remodeled my business on around about 4 to 5 years ago was not having too many options. And this will lead into your question, Taylor. I have 3 options. Well, now I just have 4. I made 4. just because I was getting a lot more clientele asking for this easier option or cheaper option. I have 4 options now, all right? 4 PT options in my structure. I have one fits all. And that'll be truly reflective of your clientele, like in the gym, all right, in the gym. This sort of probably came in combination of 2 things. 1, COVID, and 2, that a lot of people were a bit tight on coin coming out of 2020. All right, so that sort of got forced, that hand got forced a little bit. Second thing is I have is online. And I'm not saying these 4 will work perfectly for you, but try and remodel off something that does work perfectly for you, okay? The third one I have is PT, one-on-one. And the fourth one I have is, where am I? PT Duo. You might think that's a new one if you haven't seen me since December last year, okay? So that's the 4 things I have, all right? I'm just going to use 4 dollar signs as a symbol. If you want to write this down and use that for yourself, then that's perfectly fine. But my one size fits all is my cheapest option. And it literally means one size fits all, all right? Gone are the days where cookie cut trainers, like cookie cut programs, are shunned upon. They're sort of back. They're a bit more acceptable now because of our times. COVID, people are limited to equipment, all right? It's still an educational program. You've still written it personally, but I clearly state this is a one size fits all program. Right? It's not tailored for your individual needs. And as I said, true reflection, right? This one is truly reflected on what your gym vibe is, what your clientele in the gym are. That was messy, but it's okay. So my one size fits all. In the last probably 6 to 8 months, due to COVID, due to everything, our clientele in our gym has got younger. Right? It's gone away from my demographic, my specialty, my high-end business corporate members that aren't afraid to spend $200 to $300 a week. Right? So I had to create a model that suits the 16-year-old boy, that suits the 21-year-old uni student, and that's my one-size-fits-all. Because all too often I was sitting in front of a consultation telling them, to start with me, it's X amount of dollars, and they're just sitting there going, holy, that's like 47 packets of Migarangs. All right? So you just you've got to bring it into them and relate to them. All right? So the best way to do that is to talk. I think one lady asked me, I think she might be on, maybe not, I can't see. No, her name was Beck, and she doesn't get too much support from her office. I'm like, that's because you've got to be in there a little bit more, and you've got to find out what your clientele is, find out what your demographic is. Is your age coming down? Is your age going up? Don't be afraid to step inside the fishbowl. All right, and if you're afraid to step inside the fishbowl because your manager's too busy, I know Jordan keeps his managers on a tight leash, all right, in a good way. That's why his clubs work really well. Get access to the database. Do your own research. Find it out. Or be present in staff meetings and just be like, ask a question that you need to know the answer to. Second one for me is my online model. Now, this has 2 parts. My first part is like my one size fits all. Okay, I sell 2 12-week online programs. They're my entry base, all right? You want to get a feel of what I'm all about? They're in there. There's still one size fits all, but there's one for males, one for females. I pre-qualify them for intermediate to advanced trainers, all right? Do you train 4 to 5 times a week? Are you comfortable in the gym? Yes, cool, these programs are for you. Have you trained in the gym before? No? All right, well, let's take a step back. These programs are designed for advanced lifters. All right, we're doing that overhead squat on a BOSU ball. No, we're not. But we're doing big movements that I might not be able to facilitate to you properly if you don't know what you're doing. And in our industry, word of mouth is so powerful. Someone buys your program and they don't like it because you don't give them the support they thought you were going to get, they're never going to tell no one to buy that product ever again. Whether you poured your heart and soul into that program and it's a boss program, like if I gave you that program, I got confidence that all you guys in the room, all you guys online would look at it and go, it's a pretty good program. I'd nearly do that. But I'm confident in my own beliefs, so I'd write my own program. So you got to make sure that you portray that into people as well. So I always let my guys know if they do an online program, it is one size fits all. My second one is my tailored online program. So that's like my weekly check-ins, my online, and I sort of push that model to my guys once again that I feel confident in. And a really, really good question to ask in your consult is this. This is one of my golden questions that I get my direction at. Go, hey, as your personal trainer, how do you see me? What's my role? Am I more of your motivator or am I more of your accountability coach? All right. With them answering that question, they tell you what they want. If they say accountability, I'm so confident in giving them these two programs because all they need is accountability, appointments, program, structure from me. I train on Tuesdays because Chris puts it in my plan. All right. If they say motivation, then they start coming down into these ones. Because they need that one-on-one. They need that partner, potentially. They need more of my support. All right. So that's when they start getting up here, which is the more expensive options. It's more work for me, yeah. So have your structure. If you haven't got structure in like this, and you don't necessarily need to have a one-size-fits-all, that's only brand new for me. That's just me adapting and changing just a little bit, just because of our times. And that one-size-fits-all, I have 3 programs. I have a home, a weight loss, a transformation. That's it. Really easy. Home is a band from Kmart, a booty band from Kmart, and a 5-kilo dumbbell. That's it. Nothing. Simple as. All right, my one-size-fits-all weight loss and transformation is very, very similar. Reps and sets change. That's it. You guys all know that. All right? So that's what your structure needs to be about. So I asked, as I said, a few questions. Taylor's questions was a good one. It's relevant to this right now, right? So Taylor asked about, payment plans, duration. What else did you ask, Taylor? I wrote it down. Packages, that kind of stuff. Anyone right now sell packages? Yeah? Do you like selling packages? What's the hardest part about selling packages? Cost more? Selling the next one as well. All right, always selling. So you get to be a stage of a trainer that's always asking. All right, your 10-session pack's done. All right. Perfect. So that goes back into duration. Yeah. So I personally would say no to packages, like no to set date packages. Open-ended packages are perfect. Like, yeah, for sure, let's do a 10-pack, but just remember it's an ongoing 10-pack. So you as a client know that you're buying 10 sessions at a time on direct debit. So say you're doing 2 a week, every 5 weeks, you know that your next direct debit goes out for that large amount. So you never are not asking all the time. But once again, it's reflective on your gym. If you're in a gym, any times don't do it that much anymore. If you're at a gym that sells a lot of upfront memberships, let's think like a PCYC gym, or a gym that has a lower membership rate. They're selling upfronts all the time, $4.99, 12 months, $4.99, 12 months. Jets used to do it lots. It works for their business model. You'd typically find trainers in that gym that would sell packs more, because it's the same. Summer. Right? Payment plans, what do you mean by payment plans, Taylor? Like direct debit or like IOUs? Yeah. Gotcha. Yep. Okay, perfect. Yep. Quickly relating back to that question, so you asked about payment plans, bank transfers. How do you pay your phone bill? Oh, this is a personal question. Hey, yeah, by the way. No. Like transfer? Transfer, okay. How do you pay your rego? Transfer? Okay. Do you have Netflix? Direct debit? Netflix? Yeah. Spotify? Yeah. Out of those 4, which are the 2 easiest ones to forget about? Yeah, hopefully you don't forget to pay. Yeah, not worry about. Hey, Netflix and Spotify just comes out, right? Because it's direct debit. Oh, I've got to pay my rego. Oh, I've got to pay my phone bill. So in my experience, you want to make it as easy for the consumer as possible. So direct debit. If you're not on it, get on it. Rich got contacts. All right, direct debit, easiest way, guys. So simple. I have all my payments come out on Monday. Every Monday goes on my bank every Wednesday. Bang. Got to make any changes? All my clients know in my onboarding, in the consult, have to let me know by Sunday night, 5 p.m. Otherwise, it's the same direct debit this week as it was last week. If they're going away, then I preload or postload. But yeah, you're offering a service, right? The last thing you want to be doing is spending your whole week talking about money, or because we're in it 50-50. I believe it. It's a business, right? We operate a business. We're in it because we love it, but we're also in it because it's a good job. Love it. So rewarding. You don't want to be dreading Jenna coming in on Thursday and knowing that the first thing on your mind is that you've got to chase Jenna for the last 3 weeks worth of payments. Yeah.
So I would be like, I wish it would just come out like Maria would do. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's easier, I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, so I would definitely get on direct debit.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to know everything. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And then duration, related back to their goals. All right, I do know that Jenna's done 12-month memberships for her PT clients, right? And that's a 12-month relatable goal back to a client, right? If she had a client that's never been in the gym before, is only looking at like 4 weeks at a time, is like, okay, I got 4 weeks. Jenna, I've really budgeted for a month worth of training. Jenna's not going to be like, hey, why don't you sign up for 12 months? Or maybe she will. But at that point in time, she's like, yeah, that's perfect. I've got a 4-week agreement. That's perfect for you. But just think back to your long-term goal. What you're telling me about right now is it's actually long-term change. I specialize in programs that last this long. Shows her examples. Once you break down those walls, then you go back to what you know, what you specialize in. All right? So, that answer your questions? Perfect. All right. Last 2 things, which is the best. These are the best, all right? As trainers, this is where it's at, all right? Gym interaction and community, all right? Hands down, owners might agree, they might disagree, gym managers might agree, might disagree, but PTs, in my mind, are the community of the gym, all right? Hands down. We can touch more people. That sounds really bad. We can interact and engage with more people faster than anybody. All right? So you need to be able to create that gym community. All right? So gym interaction from trainers can make or break a member's experience. Okay? So 2 key points, all right, that I need to drill into. One is being presentable. All right? Has anyone seen my hair move this whole presentation? No, it hasn't. All right? Jess, you can vouch for me. It looks like this every day.
Every day.
Every day, all right? For me, clean shaven, I look about 12. I still look 12. Stubble's good, hair's done, clean shoes, good socks, new uniforms, new shorts. All right? New shirts every 12 weeks. Buy them. Who wants to train with a trainer that looks ratty? All right? You've got to be presentable. And it's encouraging and it promotes positive change in somebody. All right, you don't know what they're looking at you for. I got my first ever client because of my shoes. Not even joking. I want to train, not these ones, but yeah, thank you. I want to train with a trainer who has yellow shoes, I don't know his name. I worked in a club called Genesis Health Club. Their colours were yellow and blue. I got shoes that were yellow to go with my brand. I want to train with that trainer. At that stage, I wasn't qualified. I was just a Cert 3 trainer, doing clean and gym equipment, writing programs. That person waited until I was qualified, 18 months. Back in the day, Cert 4 took 18 months. She waited. Still trains with me online. So all about presentability. You got to be present. Community, second biggest thing, all right? That's your gym experience. Who has access or whose gym has a private Facebook group just for their members? Yeah? You boys? What did you post in there yesterday? Did you get good interaction? Oh, you didn't post in there. That was Thursday. What about Wednesday? Tuesday? Monday. Bro. See what I'm trying to do there? If you have a community page, you want to get in there and post on it. All right? I'm lucky enough to have my hands in the pot of Lockie's clubs, Griffin and Kalanga. They post so much. Sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's fun. We post here, sometimes it's fun. That's community, all right? You want to create that web that people come in and go, hey, have you seen this? Look at this. Or, oh, did you try this exercise? Or have you seen this recipe? You want to create that community. If you haven't got access to it, or your club hasn't got one, create one. Be the headhunter. Create it. Who's got a private group or community for their own clients? When was the last time you posted in it? Perfect. So do the same with your gym, okay? Which goes back to your identity. Remember the community? How do you want to be perceived in the community, right? Has anyone heard of the 3 C's? Content. No, you haven't? Content, creation, and community. All right? So your content creates the community. Okay, so think about your PT identity. Do you want to be the funny trainer that always has funny stuff that still is educational? Everyone knows James Smith, eh? How blunt is he? How on point is he though? But how big's his following? Right? He's just gone, all right, I'm going to be straight to the point. Us as trainers find it so funny. Half the public goes, you know what, he's actually right. That's his direct approach. He's got that following, to the community. All right, so it all comes from content though, but he creates the community through his content. So think about that. So think about your gym interaction in your community via content that you put out and how you portray yourself in the gym. And what I mean by gym interaction, this is a golden rule, right? Does everyone know the 2 points of contact? What do you say when you come into the room or when you see someone for the first time in the day? Say hi. It's the first point of contact. You greet them. What's the second point? Bye. Aloha, mahalo. Anyone been to Hawaii? How laid back are they? Would you go back to Hawaii? Oh, well, if you could, in a heartbeat, right? Because it's the 2 points of contact. You know, you walk out in front of someone on the road and you cut them off and they're like, it's all good, man. No worries. You want to go back. It's that community, that vibe. So 2 points of contact. I challenge you the next week, every single person that walks in, even if you're in a session, even if you don't know their name, hey, how you doing? Well, have a good workout. Watch out for Jimmy, he stinks. Anything. Hi and bye, right? 2 points of contact. Then you become that PT identity. How friendly is that dude? He always says hello to me. Couldn't tell you his name, but he always says hello to me. Actually, I can tell you his name. He's got posters all over the gym. It's me. 4 now. All right? So 2 points of contact. The second way to gym interaction is spotting and advice. Who delegates time throughout the week to be on the gym floor cleaning, spotting, and talking to members? Yeah, this guy. I love how he pointed to you. Leading by example. Yeah, good, man, good. So I delegate at least an hour a day to clean the gym. Not in one block. Yeah, an hour a day, clean the gym. All right? I start at 5 every morning, try and get in at 4:45, clean the gym from the nighttime gorillas. All right? They'd have one barbell set with 10 on one side, 2 on the other. I'm like, what the heck? Been watching YouTube. All right? Go clean the gym, because those people that are coming in, your 5 a.m. doesn't know that the gym looked like that from overnight. They just get accustomed to that. But at the same time, I'm walking around cleaning the gym, talking to people. Hey, how you doing? Letting them know, like asking their feedback. Hey, have you been in the toilet this morning? Like, or not that direct, but they're the people that will complain that the toilets are messy overnight. You don't got no idea, because I drive from home to work, go on the gym. I don't drive from home to go to the toilet, then go to the gym. I'll go on the gym floor. So, you know, Marcus might go on the toilet and going, bro, that number 2 is bad. All right? So I go on number 2, quickly clean it up, because my client might walk in there straight away, quickly wash their hands before they start. So gym interaction. Quick little spot rule. I know we're not meant to touch people too much, but when we're doing a job, we're allowed to correct. Quickly walking past Marcus. Hey, Marcus, with the lap, man, just pull your elbows back. Feel it here. Have a good day. Keep walking. Next day. Hey, man, how's your back feeling from that little quick tip? They're like, actually, you know what? It's really sore. Cool, man. Well, if you ever need any more, just come see me. Next day. Hey, man, we're on the next exercise. Sit up straight. Yeah, try this. Then it leads into that consult conversation. They start going, hey, what's going on? So it's all about gym interaction, creating that community. All right? Has anyone tried anything in the last few days that's been out of their comfort zone and it's worked? Getting naps? Yeah, what's naps? Abbreviate it for me. It's whatever you want it to be, man. I can't remember.
I couldn't say anything. And
Yeah. I reckon name, age, purpose sounds good. Yeah. What's her name? How old are you? What's her purpose? Walk on the gym floor. All right. I'm actually going to use another reference that Sandy knows. There's a guy called Paul Hooper. He has a really good podcast. Listen to his every now and then. Depends who his guests are, because sometimes his voice sounds very yeah, I love it, but it's good. But he talks about people being intimidated by the gym floor real early on in his podcast. A lot of people are intimidated. They think people are going to look at them on the gym floor. All right. If you're always out on the gym floor, people are going to feel more safe and more inclined to come out where the trainers are as well. So just allow an hour a day to be spotting people, talking to people, because you never know who you're going to make feel more confident being out on the floor. All right. Paul shared a pretty good story about doing a cartwheel in the middle of Easy Fit, which is a gym on Sunshine Coast, because his client thought that everyone would look at him. He did 5 cartwheels, no one even noticed him was out there. All right. So you just got to be out there. You got to help entice people to the free weight area, so to speak. All right. Especially in clubs like Bulimba, Stafford, they're big clubs with some big boys. A female might want to go. That's really bad stereotyping somebody, but it's more common than we think. You might not feel confident going and grabbing a bar and bringing it over to the group fitness area just to do hip thrust or whatever. Or you've got to make them feel more confident. The last thing I want to talk about is this upcoming 8-week challenge, especially for any time, but for everyone. And I know I don't want to go too long for you guys. But 8-week challenges, this is our bread and butter, team. This is the easiest way to portray what we do quickly. Everyone going to dip in and do it? Is everyone in? Everyone going to commit to doing it? You should, all right? If you're on the fence, do it. You have to do it, all right? I know it's starting a little bit later. Typically, 8-week challenges start at the end of January, start again at the end of October, closing out the year. But an 8-week challenge is a perfect way to platform, to model your business, to figure out if you're an 8-week trainer, 12-week trainer, 24-week trainer. Me personally, I'm a 12-week trainer. Right? 8-week challenges are great, they're fun, but they put too much pressure on me as a trainer. Right? People are already expecting big results when they come train with a trainer. If you shorten your timeline, how much more pressure do you have and how much more expectation is greater? So you've got to find out what your PT identity is, model your 8-week challenges around your identity. And then if we go back to this one quickly, where am I? My online program, my 12-week online program launches next Friday. So that's 4 weeks before the 8-week challenge starts. So I get everyone in, start my online program next week on Friday. They've done their first 4 weeks, and then they finish their 12-week plan on an 8-week challenge. So they're going to be held more accountable, and the percentage of people finishing the 8-week challenge is quite low because it's boom, boom, bang. It's high volume, high go. So now I've got them in for 4 weeks prior, then they do their 8 weeks to finish out the challenge. They're going to finish my program, and they're going to finish the 8-week challenge, which in turn makes my business and my procedures and policies look super sound, because if I've had 100 challenges start the program and 100 finish, the next person comes on, they know I'm not going to give up on them, they know my program works, and they know they've got a community that's going to be with them. Okay? So if you're not thinking about doing it, new slide, Chris. If you're not thinking about doing it, you need to do it, okay? You need to get in, and I got a question for that too, all right? So what you need to do for the 8-week challenge, right, should be fun. It has to be fun, number one thing, all right? I might be a bit serious up here right now, talking about all this stuff, but I love having fun, all right? I love taking the mickey out of my clients. I love doing whatever, all right? It's got to be fun for them, and it's got to be fun for me. If I'm not engaged, if I'm bored, I guarantee you they're bored, because your clientele are very similar personalities to you, all right? I'm a D and an I. Anyone heard of disc profiling before? All right, disc profiling is personality types, all right? D means dominating personality, I means influencing personality. Then you've got S and you've got C, all right? A bit more quiet, a bit more timid, silent, caring, all right? I'm those a little bit as well, but if you're an introvert, I personally find it hard to relate to you. Because I'm like, just do it, man. It's not hard. And they're like, oh man, you got to think about it. No, just do it, all right? So it's got to be fun, all right? And you've got to be really good at creating that community for your clients within that program, okay? You've got to have that community, okay? That means that private group, organising boot camps, that kind of stuff. In your Club 8-week challenge, have you started talking about it? I know you guys have, Griffin and Kalanga. East, talking about 8-week challenge? All sorted, all planned? Close, right? Close. Balimba, 8-week challenge? Started talking about it? A little bit? Front foot. Flagstone? No. Sandgate. I always say Flagstone. Sandgate, started talking about it? No? Start talking about the 8-week challenge yet? Get in there on Monday and start talking about it. Right, and you got like 5 weeks. Which club are you from? Good. Oh, that's right. Are you talking about it? No? Get in there. Aspley, talking about it? Get in there. You guys just had a 1-day sale 2 weeks ago. I saw the Metro sign-ups. You guys are triple regional clubs. You guys have got so many new members. They're probably going to want to do an 8-week challenge, right? And remember, community, identity, brand. Who they're going to come to? They need to come to you guys. Actually, I want all you guys to be full because then I'll take credit. All right? Get in there and start talking about it on Monday, all right? So you've got to start creating that community within the community. The biggest thing in 8-week challenges, you've got to know how to integrate your clients. That's the biggest thing, all right? Integrate new ones. New ones? I always say new and old. New and old, all right? You've got to bring them together, okay? So what you have to do, right? You have to do these 3 things. Number 1 thing is you need to find out who your target market is for the 8-week challenge. Who do you want? You have to know who you want. It's cool that Jess is here. If Jess brings me a 16-year-old boy for the 8-week challenge, I hate him. I'm not the right trainer for them, personally, all right? I'll pass them on because my target market is not that for the next 8 weeks. I'm plain and simple. I need you to train hard for 8 weeks. I need you to do 3 sessions a week. I need you to follow my food. You need to follow my app. And you need to come to boot camps. If you don't do that, I'm not going to win. That sounds very selfish, but right now, my business for 8-week challenges, I want a winner. All right? So I've found my target market. If you want to take the 8 weeks to teach someone, get a greenie, someone never been in the gym before, you want 8 weeks to teach them the fundamentals, the basis, the base exercises, plant their feet in the ground, get them feeling confident in the gym, that's your target market. That person could win, might not even be about that for them, but if it's not that about, if you don't want to win as a trainer for you, then that's your perfect target market. You've got to find that out, all right? And leading on from that target market, you've got to make sure that you've got to market to them. Who's doing Instagram or Facebook ads at the moment? All right. Has everyone got their phones out right now? Hold them up for me. Yep. Ready? Chris Nelson, personal training. I guarantee probably in the next 24 hours, one of my ads will pop up in your Facebook. I guarantee it. If it pops up on your Facebook, then it's going to pop up in your client's Facebook or Instagram. All right? And the target market is going to be come join the Anytime Fitness 8-week challenge or the Bulletproof or Fearless Female 12-week program with one of Australia's best personal trainers within Anytime Fitness. That's going to come up. I guarantee it. If it does, screenshot it, send it through to me. Okay? So my target marketing is purely around who I want to get in. And then what I'm targeting is my new people, but I'm getting my old people to vouch for me. All right? So then they become that community in the middle. Yeah? Oh, top 3 trainer in Australia, 8-week challenge, got a 12-week program. I don't believe it. No, actually he does. I've done it. I'm doing it. So I'm creating that community. Then they talk together. Have you done the assessment yet? No, I haven't done the assessment yet. So I'm creating that community. I'm targeting my clientele and I'm marketing to them as well. So you've got 5 weeks, guys. Typically for an 8-week plan, I would market for 4 weeks. Half the duration. My 12-week plan, I've been marketing for the last 6 to 8. 8 to my old ones, 6 to my new ones. Through Instagram stories, through ads, through emails. Who wants more information? Yep, you got to wait. On Sunday at 5 p.m, like Marcus said, I sent a big message out to 143 people. Here's your thing. If you want it, here's your info. You tell me what you want. And then Sunday night my phone was going ding, 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 because I requested them to text me what information they want from me. Do you want information on the Fearless Female? Do you want information on the challenge? You want information on the bulletproof mail. What do you want? 2 or 1 or whatever? That kind of stuff. Okay, you've got to market to them. I've got a cash giveaway right now too. I'm giving away $500 to one lucky person if they join the 8-week challenge or my 12-week plan before the 12th of March. Which goes back to me capping my numbers and knowing how many I've got. All right. If you are going to do the challenge, you need to have. I'm going to take this off. Yeah, it's a new feature I learned before. All right, you have to have. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have to have a goal. How many new clients can you take on right now? How many new clients can you take on? Think back to this. I know I've overloaded you heaps, but think back to these. How many can I take on in my web right now? Is it 50 one-size-fits-alls, which is already pre-written, because you can look after 50 people? Is it one face-to-face person? Are you going to purely just target online clients for this 8-week challenge? I would write that down. That'd be the first thing you want to write down. Are you super full that you can't take on anyone and you just want to be part of the challenge because you want to be part of the community? Do you want to make sure that you're leading the boot camps in your gym? Do you want to make sure, hey, just say I'm your manager or your owner. Hey, Chris, I'm so full right now, but I want to be involved by, can I film a trainer tip Tuesday, every Tuesday? Can I throw in my pancake recipe? Like, how can I be involved? Because there's going to be a stage where at the end of 8 weeks, someone's going to want to maybe step up and do some strength training or step up and do some range of movement or whatever. You know what I mean? So you've got to be present. So you need to figure out what your goal is. Okay? And this is a really cool thing, right? So let's just say it's $100 per week to train with you. All right? And you want 10 new clients per week. That's going to be $1,000. As you can tell, I'm not afraid to talk about money either, guys. So that would be $8,000 that you're going to make extra from this challenge. I've never held a pen like this in my life, and I'm just you're going to spend 10% back on marketing. That's a little bit of accountability, right? That's me preempting that I'm going to get 10 new clients. I'm going to put the pressure on myself to get 10 new clients, and I'm going to make $8,000 because I'm going to have to invest $800 in advertising right now. If you haven't got $800 to advertise in, that's a big risk. So you've got to work hard to get there. So it comes down to your goal, new members. So that's pretty much the first thing you want to write down. Okay, my goal for this challenge was to make sure my old guys did it. I wanted to get at least 50% of my old guys to do it because we have a club target of 100 members to do it. If we can get 100 members to do it, we'd probably go close to being top 5 in Australia, I reckon. Going on numbers last year, I think Ripley, that's Ginger's club, had like 152 or something like that. So we got close. That was a brand new club at that stage too. All right, so think about what your goal is, okay? And then what your current goal is for your current clients to do it. I said mine was 50%. So I wanted 50% of my guys to do it. That's how I'm going to create that community. Was that a lot to take in real quickly? Is everyone going to do the challenge right now? Yeah, you should. I got a question, Jenna's question. So she said, how does she participate in the 8-week challenge when she's got her own online platform or online system? I got my own online system. You find a way to make it work, number one, and you find out what drives you. So I want to win. I want to win Australia-wide. All right. I want to be the best trainer. All right. I want that. I don't know, that sense of achievement. That's where I'm at in my business right now. I want to be the best trainer in Australia, not just voted by Anytime staff and members. I mean, staff and owners and head office. I want to be the best trainer purely by results. Right now, that's where I want to be at. So the way I made it work is I started my 12-week program 4 weeks early and got everyone in. And you've got to remember, right? If there was 2 brands in the room, my brand's Peak to Peak Performance. Peak to Peak Performance, Anytime Fitness, which is the bigger brand? Anytime Fitness, all right? They complement each other. I always use the shoe and the sock analogy. If I was the sock brand that was in every single pair of Adidas shoes sold, which brand complements which? Adidas complements my brand, and then it makes my brand look bigger because they're like, well, if he's in every Adidas sock, it must be a good brand. Whether I'm getting my sock from China or Bangladesh or India or wherever all our clothes come from, doesn't matter, I'm in the Adidas shoe. So it's the same thing with an 8-week challenge. You've got to try and find a way, just find a way to be in there, find a way some way. All right? They complement each other. But then you're also going to highlight that the 8-week challenge might be a base level for someone to come in at. Yeah, hey, Jenna, I've got this plan or 8-week online plan already. Yeah, that's totally cool, Chris. But I really want you to be involved in this because it's going to help set our base foundations. All right, find out what their goals are. You're good at that. I know you're good at that. And then the last thing is, you've got to drill in that the information that you give them is more detailed, straight away, off the bat. All right, you've got to highlight what you already do. So that's how you get them to participate in. All right, get them in there, set your numbers. If you only need one, you're still involved. Just get one and win it with that one. No, you won't win it because my guys will win it. Does anyone have any questions on 8-week challenge? Anyone got any ideas or need some help with marketing or advertising or anything to do with 8-week challenge? Yeah. Two things. So the app is called the AF Platforms. That's the platform. And what they do is they just log into it. They'll get a lot of generic information. So there's 3 categories. There's lean, strong, and athletic. And they'll get, there's 3 head trainers on there. Those programs are generic. As I was thinking back to one size fits all, which is cool. It's cool for educational purposes. They can read it. Quickly off on that. Our number one job as trainers is to educate, right? We're educators. So we're trying to educate our clients to have a better understanding on why they're doing something. So the AF platform is just another way to educate. It's like them reading a book. It's nothing better than them logging into a platform like that and seeing similar stuff that you've already given them, and that just makes you look like a rock star. Because they're like, oh, he actually knows what he's talking about. So there's 3 sections, right? They'll go in, they'll look at it, they'll get their base meal plans, all that kind of stuff. You can tell your clients to disregard that, or you can tell them to use it. Or you can tell them to print it out and make a book. Because there's going to be some good exercises in there, there's going to be some good recipes. But then you just got to say, hey, look, that chocolate brownie, although it looks delicious, Aaron, it's not actually relevant for your goals right now, but why don't you print it out, save it, and let's work to a stage where you can eat that every night. And then they're not thinking you're restricting them, they're thinking you're giving them a whole encyclopedia to the results. So end of each day, all they've got to do is go and tick off that they trained, whether it's that program or yours, tick off that they followed their nutrition or hit their 3 meals or 5 meals a day. I think it's 3 they're asking everyone to do, and tick off that they've had their water. That's it. They do that for 8 weeks, then they upload their before and after pictures, which we take, or they take, and they upload their measurements and scans, which would probably be from an in-body scanner, which you might get out to your gym. That's all they got to do. They stand out enough, they win. Simple as that. So I would do it because it definitely complements what you're doing. All right, so do that. It's so simple to follow. And if you really want to take charge, get all your clients' logins and do it for them. Schedule a weekly Zoom call with them with a flash TV like this and get them to tick it off. You know what I mean? You take charge. You're the trainer, right? At the end of the day, it's your reflection of your model, your business model. So quickly go back. Let's go back to the top. Oh, yeah, I'm nailing this TV, Warwick. I'm all over it. Oh. Yeah, definitely. I will be. Yeah, done. So open book. Any questions? I got a few. Emily, you said you asked me this morning. Should we ever be picky with which clients we bring on? The answer would be depends on your PT identity. All right, you got to gauge where you are in your business. So for me right now, yeah, I'm picky. I'm 100% picky because I expect a lot. But early on, not at all. I think, Coach, you said to me yesterday, I was doing sessions at 11 in the morning, having a gap, and then I had one at like 9 o'clock at night. Like, it's just, you just got to take what you can get, but you got to, at the end of the day, you got the power to mold someone to the way that you want them to mold as well. So like if someone comes, their goal is to run a marathon, but they've never run a day in their life. Have you ever run a marathon, Emily? Oh, you have? Bad example. If their goal was to go to Hawaii and do a paddleboat championship, when you did that, did you do that? You haven't done it, hey? Yes, go on. So what you would do is you'd be like, yeah, it's a cool goal. I can definitely help you with that. But you're going to break down their foundations and find out, okay, what's the biomechanics about to do that paddleboat movement? That's how you're going to help them. So that client might be way out of your scope at first, but the biomechanics behind it is the same as every other person. You've got to make sure that they function properly, make sure they've got the mobility to do it, make sure they're not going to get too fatigued, make sure they're injury-free. So you can break it down and then mold them how you want. You know what I mean? And then when they get to that goal, when they're so close to doing that paddleboat race, then you go, hey, actually, I know a guy who's a strength conditioning coach. I think it's time that, why don't you go see them as well? Happens all the time in bodybuilding. They might have a bodybuilding coach, but they've got their own nutritionist, and they've got their posing coach. They've got 3 different coaches, 3 different purposes. So answer is right now, if you want to be picky, be picky. If you don't, you don't. You pick, you choose. Yes?
Do you have a question in regards to the nutrition aspect of running calories? Do you want to cover that now or later in the afternoon?
No, I can do it now. What is it? Nutrition.
Okay, so how do we get around the nutrition aspect of running at calories if we don't have nutrition credentials as a PT? But understanding if you are not supposed to be near a fan if you don't have nutrition credentials.
Yep, perfect. I could not agree with that more. I don't hand out nutrition advice, nutrition numbers, macros, grammage. I hand out nutritional advice. I've actually been on the hunt for a proper nutrition course so I can look at it. But the way in a challenge is utilize your tools. If you're with the Anytime model, who asked that question out of curiosity? Oh, Hans. Yeah, he's with Anytime. So what I would say is utilize the hub. Use the challenge hub. All right. All the meal plans in that challenge hub is written by a qualified nutritionist. You guys got to shoot? Yeah. All right. Thanks so much. If you've got any more questions, just reach out to me, okay? All right, done. If utilize the hub, Hans. That way, all those plans are written by a nutritionist. They're fully qualified nutritionists. They're very generic, but what I would do is try and tee yourself up with a nutritionist, and then that way, was I meant to be talking to the TV then? Is that what I get to do? Nah. But what I would do is, I would definitely try and align myself with the nutritionist for the challenge, or utilize the tools that you already have. All right? Or just stick to giving advice, which is what I do. So advice is king. Perfect. Any other questions? Come on, one more. Last question of the day. Yes, Jazz?
I have a question to do with the consult.
Yep.
I'm new to personal training. This is only my 3rd week.
All right. Welcome.
So I have had many clients agree to book in for a consult. I've seen them in the gym or, our manager's given me their leads and I've run them and talk to them on the phone and they're really excited to come in and do a consult.
Yeah.
But no show.
Don't show up.
I always ring to confirm, speak to confirm.
Yeah.
Or no answer and they just blank me altogether.
Yeah. So you started.
Get them to that consult. I know once I get them in, it'll be fine.
Yeah, because you're good, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
But until they actually come in and see what I can do, it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing is with a consult is you've got to get them to understand the value of that consult. So you've got to give them some information. So Gary V, hook, jab. All right. So how can you promote to them that they need to come and see you? So what I do is Jess is my manager, if you didn't know that, everyone. So when Jess signs them up, she might book them in for a consultation. As soon as that consultation's booked, or if I've made that appointment myself, I'm sending them an email. And in that email, it's outlining what they're going to do in that consultation. Then also in that email, it's a little bit about me. So they know that I'm not just a trainer that's just in the gym, that they've just been assigned to because it's part of their journey. They're actually sitting down with a trainer that's X, Y, Z, and Z. All right, so in that little promo video, which I've got a videographer out, it's 90 seconds, just me training, me talking to clients, me showing before and after results, and me actually just promising what I can guarantee them in the journey. So from what you just said, I would try and give them something more that they know, okay, I have to come to Jazzy and see this for this appointment because I'm going to get this, and this. And if you're confirming, how far in front are you confirming their appointment?
usually it's the night before or the morning of, depending on when the thing has been booked.
Do they write back on those times?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they just ignore
Yeah. So then send them another one in the morning or closer to the date. Can't wait to see you in half an hour. Hey, by the way, don't forget your runners. Just touch base with them again. And then if they don't turn up, then at least you know you've got that 45-minute window or half an hour or 10-minute or whatever to maybe get on the gym floor and try and get someone else in there and fill that spot. And then when they don't show up, hey, text them like, hey, I hope Jazz, everything you're all right. I heard the traffic's really bad. We had an appointment at 2 o'clock. I really wanted to sit down with you. Even just let me know if you can't come in. Is there an alternative time? If there isn't, that's perfectly fine. Here's all my details. You know who I am. If they're like, oh, sorry, Jazz, I totally forgot about it. You're like, oh, I've got another one in 45 minutes. So just really trying to drill in the importance and add value to that consultation. Otherwise, they're just going to keep not showing up. And ask what they're doing in the office too. Like, we've got a thing called the care plan. So we outline what they're going to do, what you're going to do. So then I've got to make sure that what I do is different, like I highlight that. So they get this, but they could have this. You know what I mean? So work with your front. Goodness is a good club. I know they do heaps of good stuff. So get in the office and just see how if they book in with you, get them to say 2 little key points. Like, yeah, Jazzy's awesome. She does strength training. Like, I don't know, highlight something. Get them in. Let me know how you're going a week. How many consults did you have this week, out of curiosity?
Consult, I think only about 2, but
Yeah.
I've got 5 clients already that come weekly.
Bragging, eh? Look at that. 2 consults, 5 clients. Look at that. That's amazing. Yeah, well, just follow up those 2 today. Or if you learn something too, it was a really cool thing. Hey, I'd probably message you now. Hey, I just got to go to a seminar with the guy called Chris. He's taught me some really cool stuff. I really want to show you. I just want to confirm that your appointment's tomorrow at 2 p.m. So they're like, whoa, she's learnt. What's she going to show me? You know? So that's it, team. So I just want to, once again, say thanks to Rich and Warwick and the team here for letting me utilise space in the platform. Thanks for everyone tuning online. If you've got any questions, just make sure you message me. I can try and answer them the best of my ability. Nothing's off limits too. So like I know we just covered these 5 topics, but if you want to ask me anything in relation to anything else, just hit me up. And also what you want to see in the next few seminars as well. So if there's any topics, as I said, I do talk about these top 3 a fair bit, but honestly, hand on heart, they're the ones that change. They change all the time. So you've got to keep them front of mind. All right, I revisit everything at least every bi-weekly. That way it's on top. But yeah, that's it. Thanks, team. Can we all clap? Yeah.